Alrighty, hello everyone. We've got another special EduDrone speaker guest. I'd like to introduce, her name is Keni Rienks. She's a high school science teacher from Wilmington, North Carolina. She has kept safe through this recent hurricane over there. But thank you for joining us this morning and your evening, Keni. Thank you.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Paul. Love to be here.
Awesome. So I've got a few questions for you. But first off, what led you to teaching?
Well, I'm not sure that's a question I can answer in 10 minutes. I have had 8 careers before I started teaching. The short story is I got furloughed from being a flight attendant after 9/11 and just sort of started substitute teaching and realized that I had a passion for it. And I've been teaching for about the last 12 years now.
Awesome. And that's just sort of such an amazing story too. And an experience as well that you bring into the classroom, I'm sure, with having had so much of that experience from in another completely different industry as well, right?
Lots of different industries, yeah.
And you have that love for learning, and you've just recently finished your master's. Is it all handed in?
It is. Last May. Yes, this past May.
So what was the theme for your master's? Because you did it with some of our friends over there in Duke University as well.
I did, yeah. So I got my Master's of Environmental Management degree working with the Duke Marine Lab. And I worked with Dr. David Johnston, who is one of the pioneers as far as like wildlife monitoring and working with drones, and really is directing the drone lab at the Marine Lab in Beaufort. And he and I worked together to utilize a lot of the stuff that you and Karen have done for SheMaps. And I came up with, it's an acronym, drones, designing real life outcomes for North Carolina education and STEM. So throughout that process, I worked with different age groups, both in my school and in my community for several months, and kind of tweaked lesson plans, aligned them more to North Carolina state standards and the next gen science standards here in the States.
Yeah. That's phenomenal, absolutely amazing. And how have you sort of found that program has gone in the schools? What's been the reaction from the students and the teachers?
I did actually a few in-school professional development days with the teachers to try to get them comfortable with the equipment as well. And the look on everybody's face is the same. I just remember when I delivered my master's thesis and I was presenting to this group of, 20-somethings who were also getting their masters. And, these people that had no idea that they could fly a drone, and they just flew a drone in this auditorium, and the look on their faces that they flew a drone and is something that is like my favorite part of this, and exposing people to this technology and seeing them react to how easy it is, and then be just like so engaged and so excited, and it's just like a confidence and pride thing. It's really fun to watch that.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, isn't it? That look on people's faces that when they have that first flight, it does not change what city, country you are in. It is a look of wonderment. It's awesome.
Love it.
Now, we live in a connected world. You're over there in the States. We're here in Aussie. We are doing EduDrone that is all online. How do you see online learning really benefiting educators from around the world?
Well, I can't speak for every educator around the world, but I'm really confident to say that no matter how much money we get or don't get, the number one thing that teachers need is time. And when you think about going out to meet our professional development requirements, and even if we're out for a sick day with a sick child, or we're sick, we miss one day of school, it's harder. It's more work to miss one day of school than it is to go to school and teach some days, because you have to get sub-plans together, and leaving those lesson plans in the hands of somebody that doesn't necessarily know your content is really hard. The opportunity like EduDrone to be able to connect with people all over the world by sitting in front of a computer at, after I've had dinner and cleaned up from dinner and getting ready for tomorrow, is way more valuable than taking an entire day or two off of work, off of school, and having to go to a conference and pay for food and pay for hotels and pay for travel expenses. And I just get to sit in my kitchen and be able to learn from people all over the world. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, awesome. And I think that just reiterates exactly why we are doing this. It is to connect people around the world. Teachers are probably one of the most busy professions out there, the most time for, but they also share our love for learning and to pass that on to the next generation. So having speakers like yourself and 39 others who are going to share their experience is pretty special. And so tell us, what is your talk going to be on at EduDrone? What are you sharing?
So yes, so I love working with drones, and I'm really excited about this opportunity, but I am an environmental science girl. I am an earth girl. I love the ocean. And so what I'm going to do is give my talk about how to connect students to the environment through drones, and touch upon how you can take lessons in environmental science, earth science, and marine science, and utilize the technological aspects of drones to become familiar with wildlife monitoring and observing shorelines, particularly pre and post storms, different things like how national parks can utilize it to monitor really hard to get to places, and search and rescue efforts, frankly. But really, I'm just excited to talk about how easy it is for 5-year-olds through 18-year-olds to be able to operate this technology and get their hands on it and just gain even a little bit of experience.
Absolutely love it. That sounds fascinating, and something that teachers, no matter what their experience and where they start, or start with all this, they can take something from that talk and put it into their classroom over the next few weeks, the next term, the next year. They can really get it kick-started, right?
Absolutely. This is for everybody and anybody.
Alrighty, awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Keni. I am looking forward to seeing you. And countdown is on. It's only a couple of weeks away, and people from all around the world joining you in your kitchen. Thanks very much.
All right. Thanks, Paul. Bye, everybody.